Welcome to a Legendarium special about the 5 ages of Greek mythology. In this installment, we will talk about how the ancient Greeks believed that their world began in a state of perfection and then gradually degenerated. The classical Greeks believed that in the beginning of the world, humanity was ruled over by Kronos, a mighty god who had castrated and exiled his father Saturn. Kronos ruled over a golden age when people did not have to work, there was no disease, and perpetual springtime smiled upon the world. Even death was seemingly pleasant. When a man died, he simply fell asleep and then turned into a spirit called a demon. This golden age, of course, got its name from gold, which the Greeks associated with purity and light. Yet this golden age came at a price. Of course, Kronos had removed his father by violence, and he feared that his own sons would one day do the same. This reflected a pervasive fear in ancient Greek society among fathers who dreaded the thought that their sons would one day push them aside. So to keep from being pushed aside, Kronos simply swallowed his sons. One of them, Zeus, escaped and then overthrew his father in a huge battle. To learn more about Zeus, king of the gods, follow the link in the description to my video on that topic. Zeus's rise ended the Golden Age and began the Silver Age. Zeus changed up the rules. He split the year into 4 seasons and made men much weaker than the gods. Yet humanity still had to work in the fields to feed themselves. The only upside to the Silver Age was that childhood lasted for 100 years, with the children being supported by their mothers. However, the people of the Silver Age grew arrogant. They became so confident in themselves that they did not pay their tributes to the gods, and of course, that will not stand. So Zeus wiped them out. And for the next age, Zeus decided that he would make a tougher, hardier race of men. So for the Bronze Age, Zeus made men from ash trees, which had a hardwood that was used by the ancient Greeks for spear shafts. These men were terrible, strong, and warlike, who lived in houses made from bronze and ate nothing but meat, rather than the classical staple of bread. This time was likely modeled at least in part on the historic Bronze Age, which spanned from about 3000 BC to 1200 BC. Yet King Lycaon of Arcadia offended Zeus by sacrificing a boy in his name. It is telling that the ancient Greeks regarded human sacrifice as a horror. And so Zeus punished humanity by sending a terrible flood to wipe them out. Yet Zeus warned a man named Deucalion, the son of Prometheus, who built a wooden chest, climbed inside with his wife Phaera, who was the daughter of Pandora. And for 9 days, the couple bobbed around in the ocean in their wooden chest until the floodwaters finally receded. Yet when Deucalion came out of his chest, he realized that he and his wife were alone in the world. So he and his wife asked an oracle how to repopulate the earth. No word on how the oracle survived the flood. In any case, the oracle told them to throw their mother's bones over their shoulders. It took some time for them to realize that the oracle referred to the earth mother goddess Gaia, and since they believed stones to be the bones of the earth, they threw rocks over their shoulders and they changed into people. The ancient Greeks believed that the previous 3 ages saw a gradual decline from the perfection of the Golden Age. Yet the Greeks saw the heroic age as an improvement over the Bronze. Indeed, they saw it as a time of legendary heroes, when the gods walked alongside men and inspired them to great deeds. And unfortunately, many of those great deeds led to great wars, most famously the Trojan War depicted in the Iliad. And as those heroic age warriors slaughtered each other off, eventually the gods grew bored with humanity and withdrew, leaving only the weak and selfish behind. And though classical Greeks are revered today, the classical Greeks themselves saw their own time as the worst of times. It corresponded to the historical Iron Age, which began around 800 BC, about the same time as the first Olympics. It was named after iron, which was, of course, widely used during the time of the classical Greeks, yet it was also seen as a troublesome metal, as people had to work in a blazing hot furnace and hammer it into shape for iron to do anybody any good. And that wraps things up for this installment of the Legendarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.